Swimming and diving brought home more gold from the 810s than San Francisco did in the 1840s.
The fans at home can't see this, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras. The Astros are probably using one of them as well.
The Explorers with another opportunity to win. Here's a set to Orsanowski. Impressive dig by Hess to keep it alive. They look to Graver, blocked at the net, back to the Explorers. Graver a second opportunity, dug out by Morse. Over the head set, Orsanowski, kept alive by the Explorers. Graver a third opportunity, kept alive by Morse again. This time they look to Howling. Diving dig by Hess to keep it alive. Kept up for Graver. Graver finds the back of the court just out of the reaching hand of Morse, and that is the ball game. The Explorers come back from a 2-0 deficit. Here's the payoff pitch from Osterhaus. Swinging a drive deep to right center field. Looking up his lane, she's just gonna watch it. A long home run for Natalie Rios. Watch your head if you're in Founders Hall. The freshman hits the first home run of her collegiate career and makes it a 5-4 ball game on the 2-run jack. Here's the 3-1 delivery from the left-hander. Downs driven out to right center field. It is going to drop in for a base hit. Running first and heading to second is Faso. Here comes the throw from Wilson. It is not in time. Faso leads off the inning with a double, and with that double, he becomes the 9th player in LaSalle history with 200 career hits. So now Giles will have the opportunity to clear. This one misplayed by Marley Smith and falls into the foot of Lokitas. 3-on-2 break for the Explorers. Lokitas scores! Double overtime winner for the Explorers, courtesy of Amira Lokitas. A goal and an assist on the day for her, and the Explorers win a double overtime thriller.
1-1 from Schaefer. High fly ball. This one's going to be in the middle of the infield. Nobody can see it, and it's going to find the ground. Great base running by Medeiros as he's going to come in to score on the error. Believe that's going to be on Tierney, as both Tierney, Dominguez, and Paniagua had no idea where that ball was, and it's 3-0 Miners.
Get set for this pitch.
The 0-1. Breaking ball lined out to center field. It's down for a base hit. Coming around is Medeiros. He won't even get a throw. Walk-off, Miners win. Oh, it just runs outside, 2-1. But another one that, to go back to your point about Downs putting in a lot of work in the cage, another one that's done that is Dixon.
Yeah.
He hasn't seen the results as much as Downs, of course, but could be good things coming. As this one is drilled to right field, this one could be going. It is gone! 2 home runs in the inning. This one by Dixon. Downs and Dixon showing off the work from the cage, and they make it a 7-5 game. That's an excellent call.
And that just also comes down to Brett Brown not knowing how to work with shooters. He's had to work these past couple of seasons without any real threat, maybe besides J.J. Redick last season, being on the outside to actually get some congestion out of the paint. But you have the guy who has the second highest effective field goal percentage on your team, only behind Burks, who was also someone you traded for. And it's one thing to not understand the game plan that you're going in, but to question your role. I think it was clear as day what his role is coming into this. Just stand outside and catch and shoot. That's all he has to do, as opposed to on the Warriors where you could really do whatever you wanted because they're not playing to win right now. Right. So unless that's what he has there, if he's questioning his role, I think that's kind of on him. But if he's questioning the actual game plan, I think that's a different conversation. He led the charge back, but I thought that Damian Williams should have got that. I mean, 2 touchdowns. He had 17 attempts for 104 yards, 6.4 yards per attempt, and he picked up 8 catches in that game. And the biggest stat I think I saw was he had 8 touches, which resulted in a first down, 5 of them coming on 3rd down. He saved a lot of drives, just making something out of nothing. Big on Burks. I'm big on Robinson, obviously. I think that they're just huge just to open up this team and give Embiid and Simmons a chance inside. I mean, Burks is the only player on this team shooting over 40% from 3.
And he just got here.
So that's just an immediate improvement for one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in basketball. Especially because I say it every single week, the NBA is run by 3-point shooting. So I think that both of them can stroke it from the outside. I think Burks is going to be huge down the stretch. I feel like I say the same thing every single time I'm on this desk, but Hayes has just been huge because, you look at the points. He has some of the top points for a center, which you don't really see a lot of the goal and assist numbers like that because he's more of a facilitator. But the one number you do see, now he's bumped his face-off percentage win number up to 50% even. That's 3rd highest in the NHL. So that's huge for Hayes, just being able to get the puck back half the time. It's coin flip for him whenever they're dropping the puck at center ice. And I think that Hayes has been one of the biggest factors.
I know the fans at home can't see this, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cameras. The Astros are probably using one of them as well. Because
I gotta disagree with you now. I think we have to go right into Wentz talk now. I agree. I mean, he's had 20 throws this year in the first 2 weeks that were off the mark. 15 came from a clean pocket. Obviously, that's inexcusable. He has a 64.6 QBR. However, I think it's the matter of not having a run game that you can rely on. I mean, the fact that Sanders doesn't get more touches is unbelievable. He had 20 carries for 95 yards. If a running back is averaging 4.8 yards per attempt, give him the ball more. Wentz only trails 3 other quarterbacks on all 2-0 teams in throw attempts with 87 on the season. He's throwing the ball and he's not ready yet. He doesn't have his receivers yet. He doesn't have the chemistry yet because they haven't come back. So I think it's an overall team problem. But the fact that just a couple years ago, Wentz was an MVP candidate, and now we're just completely throwing him under the bus thinking it's Jalen Hurts time, I think is way, way too early.
do you remember where you were in 1998? That was the last time LaSalle women's basketball team beat St. Joe's on the road. And this past weekend, the Explorers did just that. In the Big Five rivalry, rookie Claire Jacobs led the team with 18 points and shot 7 of 10 from the floor and 4 of 5 from the stripe, scoring 14 points in the first half. Men's swimming and diving competed in the 4-day-long A10 championships this past week. On the first day of the event, the 800 relay team of seniors Norm Gregory, junior Daniel Johnson, and sophomores Zachary Wolbert and Ian Venter placed third with a time just over 6 minutes and 30 seconds. Number 1, in what could very well be her final game in Tom Gola Arena, senior Catherine Woods broke the all-time assist record in school history. This record has been held by Molly Thatcher with a grand total of 4,309. Woods entered the game needing 25 assists to break the record, which seemed to be no problem for the senior who averages nearly 11 assists per set. Men's basketball wrapped up their regular season in dramatic fashion as they narrowly defeated and swept the St. Joseph Hawks 78-77. Freshman Christian Ray earned his first career double-double with 13 points and 11 rebounds, including 5 offensive rebounds. Freshman Ayinde Hakeem led the team with 15 points, and sophomore Jared Kimbrough filled up the stat sheet with 11 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, and a steal. David Beatty and Isaiah Dees both scored 11 points, and junior Scott Spencer scored 10 off the bench. Women's track and field took part in the Penn State National Open over the weekend. Freshman Jerika Lufrano was the Explorers' top finisher as she took third in the mile run with a time just under 5 minutes. Sophomore Elle Mancini finished 4th out of 10 finishers in the 3,000-meter run. Her young sister Christine Mancini took 12th in the 800-meter run with a time of 2 minutes and 15 seconds. You guys have a very explosive offense to start the season so far, averaging 6 runs a game. So for many, how great is that to pitch with that behind you, because your ERA is half of that? And how fun is it being a part of that offense that can explode in an instant?
So for me, it's amazing.
That's interesting, though, that one of you says that the record's from the 50s and the other one is with a teammate. How different does that make the dynamic of it, of what you're trying to overcome? Like, does it add more or less competitiveness when there's more of a length to it?
Obviously there for all the games. What do you expect to see this upcoming 2019-2020 season?
Well, just excitement. And from what I understand, the guys have a lot of energy or a lot of tenacity. And you know, Ashley Howard's personality is a bulldog.